Northeast governors warn of flood, food shortages, urge federal action. In business, Nigeria, Brazil strengthen ties. On fintech, financial stability, remittances. On the foreign scene, former Ukrainian parliament speaker shot dead. In sports, Fernandez late penalty hands United first EPL win of the season. Hello and welcome to all of viewers in Nigeria and around the world to AM News on Global TV. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Ubong Usor. A quick reminder, Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. Governors of Nigeria's 6 northeast states under the chairmanship of Borno Governor Professor Babangana Zulum have warned of looming humanitarian and economic crisis in the region, citing climate change, fragile infrastructure, rising agricultural costs, insecurity, displacement, and poverty as compounding threats to millions of livelihoods, with forecasts from climate agencies predicting imminent floods that could devastate communities. In a communique issued at the close of the Northeast Governors Forum 12 meeting held in Jalingo, Taraba State, the leaders called for urgent action by the federal government and the Northeast Development Commission to reconstruct weakened bridges, subsidize farm inputs, prepare for dry season farming, and implement proactive flood control and sensitization measures to avert food shortages and hunger expected in 2026. A protest by youth in Lagos State has reportedly led to the death of 3 persons and various degrees of injury to many others. The incident, which occurred at the Elemoro area of Lekki, turned deadly as protesters, mostly youth, took over the major roads into Onusa community. The reason for the protest are yet to be ascertained. Eyewitnesses said the police initially tried to disperse the protesters with tear gas, but things took a deadly turn when they allegedly began firing live ammunition into the crowd. The Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Command, CP Oluhodore Jumo, promptly responded to the incident by personally leading a team of detachment of officers to the scene. Every day, millions of Nigerian children roam the streets, hawking goods, begging for alms, or simply wandering without care. Behind each child is a story of lost opportunity, a story that threatens Nigeria's future. In a special report, our correspondent Mukhtar Kasim takes a closer look at this disturbing phenomenon.
From dawn till dusk, the streets of Nigerian cities tell a haunting story. Children, some barely old enough to spell their names, weave between traffic, selling water, fruits, or biscuits. Others sit on the sidewalk, their palms stretched out for help.
It's very unfortunate that some parents did not take care of their children, that they allow their children to running around. Me as a father, I cannot allow my children to running around because I have to feed them somewhere. Even while they are on holiday now, I have to feed them somewhere. If you train your children in a good way, when they grow up, they will not misbehave. But if you allow your children to be going up and down, before you know, they will find themselves in one situation or the other.
For these children, school is a distant dream. Instead, survival is their daily lesson. Poverty, broken homes, and weak social structures push them to the streets where danger lurks at every turn.
Poor parenting. Poor parenting goes as far as parents not even knowing their duties. So don't even know why they gave birth to these children. Because others are giving birth. Because when you don't have a child in the society, they look at you as a failure. Or you are a barren woman, or you are a father that cannot produce children. So people just produce children as if they are producing chickens.
Experts warn that this circle not only robs children of education, but also deepens Nigeria's social and economic crisis.
Because everybody knows that the way the situation is now in Nigeria, things is not going well. So every parent are just managing their life because of the economic of the country.
The Nigerian government has introduced policies aimed at universal education, yet implementation gaps remain. Advocacy groups insist that stronger enforcement and community involvement are crucial. UNICEF estimates that more than 10 million Nigerian children are out of school, the highest number in the world. Each child on the streets today is a stark reminder of promises unfulfilled, and unless urgent action is taken, the nation risks raising a generation trapped in poverty and neglect. Mukhtar Kasim, reporting for Global Television News.
Disregard for traffic regulations once again played around in Abuja as an accident occurred due to motorists failing to obey traffic lights. Although no life was lost, 4 persons sustained some degrees of injury. Samuel Odi was there at the scene for Global TV.
Eyewitnesses say the crash happened when a commercial driver, in a bid to beat the red light, rammed into another vehicle that had the right of the way. The collision left both vehicles badly damaged and caused a gridlock in the area. Passerbys and emergency responders quickly moved in to rescue the injured, who have since been taken to the hospital for treatments. Officials of the Federal Road Safety Corps have continually been carrying out public enlightenment campaigns reiterated that the dangers of ignoring traffic rules, straightened that strict obedience to traffic lights could prevent endless accidents. They have also advised road users to cultivate patience, especially at intersections, noting that recklessness not only endangers lives but also puts unnecessary pressure on emergency service. While victims are reported to be in stable conditions, authorities are warning motorists to drive responsibly and remember that every traffic rule is designed to protect lives and properties. Samuel Odi for Global Television News.
Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule has assured the Nigerian Army of the state government's continued partnership in sustaining peace and security across the region. The governor gave the assurance while receiving the new force commander of the Wild Stroke, Major General Moses Gara in Lafia. Sadia Yakubu has details.
Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule received Major General Moses Gara, who officially assumed duty as Force Commander of Operation Wheelstroke in the state. He says the military's renewed use of non-kinetic strategies will further boost ongoing efforts to curb insecurity, not only in Nasarawa but also in neighboring states.
We have a partner on us, and I commend you that since you came, you have been on top of it. And one area you have mentioned is about information, because as you said, security officials are completely blind without information. So that intelligence you can get from so many sources. And one of those sources is just within your own other security agencies. They are able to share a lot. And I have met several times with the CDS General Musa, and he has also mentioned that, that we must continue to approach things non-kinetic, because we cannot continue to see it purely as kinetic.
In response, Major General Moses Gara pledged to consolidate security operations across Nasarawa, Benue and Taraba State. He also spoke on the recent attack in Yelwata, Benue State, assuring that investigations are ongoing to avert similar incidents. Force Commander commended Governor Sule for his consistent support to security agencies, describing it as vital for sustaining peace and stability in the state.
We've had the Yelwata incident on June 13th and 14th, 2025, and it painted us in very bad light. But of course, there has been extensive investigations. We have drawn lessons from that, and we have put in place very active measures to ensure that we don't witness a repeat of such. In that regard, everywhere I found myself, I've always made the case to solicit the support of the good people of Nasarawa State. They have been, of course, very highly cooperative, and that speaks to the very peaceful, relatively environment we have here in Nasarawa State.
The visit was rounded up with the commissioning of Sector 2 headquarters of Operation Willsrock in Lafia. Sadia Yakubu reporting for Global Television.
A sector once known for excellence is now grappling with underfunding, low morale, and a flight of academic talent. Nigeria's public university system is facing what experts have described as a slow-burning collapse. A correspondent, Sadia Yakubu, reports.
Nigerians' academic pay is among the lowest in sub-Saharan Africa, a reality contributing to mass brain drain. A recent survey shows that over 40% of Nigerian lecturers are seeking opportunities abroad. They teach future doctors, engineers, and presidents, but many of Nigerian university lecturers are barely surviving.
Yeah, because it's a setback. Imagine you're supposed to graduate this year. If we go on strike, we end up graduating next year. So
lecturers are angry, frustrated. Sometimes students in public universities go for weeks without classes because of one strike or the other.
Nothing to do, just sleeping and waking up. I'm supposed to be done with my school, but the frustration, the regrets, the money you will see come back and spend and everything is not helpful. So I'll beg them, they should not even go on strike.
Senior lecturers and professors at federal universities are paid less than what many other workers from other ministries, departments and agencies are earning with other entitlements.
ASUU strike does a lot of delays on the schedules, on the calendar, and I wouldn't like to experience such a thing because with the current school calendar, we are very fast.
The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, has gone on strike over 15 times in the last 20 years, demanding better funding and fair wages. We acknowledge the concerns of the lecturers and also students. Salary review must follow national economy realities, but government is working on a sustainable wage structure. With rising inflation, poor facilities and global competition, Nigerians at best mind are leaving not just the classroom, but the country.
As the country debates minimum wage and economy reforms, one question remains: how can Nigerian afford to neglect its universities and the people who are powering them? For a nation that prides itself on being the giant of Africa, this is more than an academic issue. It is a national emergency. Sadia Yakubu, Global Television.
You are watching the live broadcast of AM News on Global Television. When AM News returns, former Ukrainian parliament speaker shot dead. Details coming shortly, plus business and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. Nigeria's central bank governor, Olabimi Cardoso, says Brazil's Afro-Brazilian community, the largest population of African descent outside Africa, offers a huge opportunity to boost remittance inflow between both countries. He made the remark during a meeting with Gabriel Galípolo, head of Brazil's central bank, on the sidelines of President Bola Tinubu's state visit, where both delegations discuss monetary policy, financial stability, and regulatory cooperation. Cardoso also emphasized closer collaboration in areas like payment systems, fintech, and mobile money to deepen institutional ties and economic engagement. In business, the federal government has announced a double increase in passport application fees effective September the 1st, 2025. This marks the second major rise in just 1 year, a development that has drawn different opinions. Our correspondent brings you details in this report.
The Nigerian Immigration Service says starting September the 1st, 2025, passport prices for citizens will increase. With this announcement, a 32-page passport with a 5-year validity will now cost 100,000 naira, while a 64-page passport with a 10-year validity will rise to 200,000 naira. Prior to this increase, the fees were already elevated in September 2024 from 35,000 naira to 50,000 naira for the 32-page version, and from 70,000 naira to 100,000 naira for the 64-page version. The Nigerian Immigration Service says the hike is meant to uphold the quality and integrity of Nigerian passports while ensuring efficient service delivery and covering rising production costs, especially for applicants within Nigeria. Fees for Nigerians abroad remain unchanged at $150 for the 32-page and $230 for the 64-page passports.
No, it's no good. Support it go down.
I think that's a bit excessive because people are already finding it hard to pay for the passport when it was 50,000, and now they are basically doubling the price. So if somebody wants to travel for healthcare now, an emergency, and they are looking for a passport or they want to renew their passport, how can they afford that? It's basically just defeating the whole purpose of every Nigerian trying to get a passport.
I was about renewing, and I just got a shocker that the price has been increased again. So irrespective of, well, I feel for mobility sake, a lot of people should strive to get their passports for mobility sake, and it's not when the need arises to travel, then you now already want to go and get. I think a lot of Nigerians should get their passport for mobility sake, but I feel the pricing increase is coming at the very wrong time.
While the Nigerian government frames the hike as a necessary step to enhance passport durability, security features, and processing times, critics argue that it disproportionately affects Nigerians facing economic hardship. Many say it risks reducing access to a basic travel document for the working class. Ubong Osor, reporting for Global TV News.
On the foreign scene, campaigners has officially begun in Guinea for the September the 21st constitutional referendum, but the country's media regulator introducing a controversial new rule that critics say restricts freedom of expression. The guideline mandates equal airtime for supporters and opponents but bars private media from hosting interactive referendum discussions and exclude groups in conflict with states, sparking protests from press union. The referendum, which coincides with the coup anniversary, seeks to extend presidential terms to 7 years, create a Senate, and remove lifetime presidential term limits, raising concerns about Guinea's democratic future under a military transition. In sports, Manchester United edged Burnley 3-2 at Old Trafford thanks to a dramatic stoppage time penalty from Bruno Fernandes, easing pressure on under-fire manager Ruben Amorim after their Carabao Cup humiliation to Grimsby. Casemiro's effort forced an own goal from Josh Cullen before Burnley twice hit the break through Liz Foster and Jadon Anthony, with Brian Mbono briefly restoring United's lead. Relief finally came in added time when VAR spotted Anthony's foul on Amad Diallo, allowing Fernandes to convert from the spot and seal United's first league win of the season. As Global TV AM News comes to an end, here's a recap of our top stories. On Global TV AM News, governors of Nigeria's 6 northeast states under the chairmanship of Borno State Governor Professor Babangana Zulum have warned of looming humanitarian and economic crisis in the region, citing climate change, fragile infrastructure, rising agricultural costs, insecurity, displacement, and poverty as compounding threats to millions of livelihoods, with forecasts from climate change agencies predicting imminent floods that could devastate communities. And in business, Central Bank Governor Olayemi Cardoso says Brazil's Afro-Brazilian community, the largest population of African descent outside Africa, offers a huge opportunity to boost remittance flow between both countries. And on the foreign scene, we brought you reports that former Ukrainian parliament speaker Andrei Piabo has been shot dead in Lviv by gunmen disguised as a courier, triggering a massive manhunt under a special operation called Siren. In sports, Manchester United edged Burnley 3-2 at Old Trafford thanks to a dramatic stoppage time penalty from Bruno Fernandes, easing pressure on under-fire manager Ruben Amorim after their Carabao Cup humiliation to Grimsby. That's it on Global TV AM News. A quick reminder, Global Television is on DSTV channels 365 and StarTimes 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. I am Ubong Usoro. Thanks for watching.